right, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, double honors to apostles and elders in New York, GMS, and salutation to you, Akim, just teaching the truth from the four corners of the earth. My name is Maya Kahala Nagab. All right, and that scene from Dove is being used for educational purpose. I do not own Dove commercial. All right. I do not own that clip, which is from Dove. Products or Unilever products. I believe that's who owns Dove. All right. But right here, this is the reason why so-called white men have to be brought down, man. By our power, Yahweh. It's wickedness, man. It's reaching up. It already has reached up all the way up to space, man, like it's saying in the scriptures, man. And Revelation chapter verse 18. But that's a clear example show that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, that America's not your rest spot. Basically this whole earth is not your rest stop. Which this planet is called in our ancient father's tongue, Adon, which means paradise in Hebrew. All right, well, where everybody it called Eden. All right, but it's Adon. Okay, which means paradise. Cause this is a beautiful planet, physically, but hell, even physically, it became ugly. Cause so-called white man has polluted, but spiritually is ugly, man. Cause on the root of the so-called white man is flunkies, the heathen nations. Ishmael, so-called Arabs, Ham, so-called Africans, Moab, so-called Chinese, Ammon, so-called Chinese, man. But, this proves that, America is not the rest of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, or wherever you reside. This is not a rest stop, man. This place is polluted. This whole earth is polluted, and also verified that these scriptures are real, man. This is not to make up. You're not gonna find any prophecies in the book of the dead was actually about the damn dead Egyptians. All right, you're not gonna find in in other false philosophy like Islam. You're not gonna find any prophecies in the Quran. We Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. All right, we're Israelites. We had nothing to do with the Quran. Right, the Quran was copied from our book. Not to be mean spirited, but I'm telling it like it is. It says, Micah chapter 2 verse 10, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword of destruction." Right, and the false philosophies of America had destroyed you Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, because this homosexual agenda has destroyed our people, man, and its purpose is pushed by Esau, man, through the media outlet, the education system. Now you have transgender, so-called transgender men, no, so-called transgender women. All right, because you can't change your gender, you can't change your chromosome. You sure the hell can't change your spirit. If you have a spirit of man, you're a man. Just point blank. Now you may have a certain individual that had demons on them, think they're a woman trapped in a man's body, but that's just a demon, man. That's just truth, man. I have a relative, man, who's a female relative who locked up in jail, man, and she had that damn homosexual spirit on her, man. She told me herself, man. All right, that man was fucked up, got fucked up in prison. All right, so and this white so-called white man wickedness is spread all over the place, man. It was getting too It's gotten out of hand, man. And the Most High have to, put a balance to it. You know, have to bring a balance. Can put everything back in order, in balance. Ain't gonna be no sodomy in the kingdom. Just put that out there. It says, Proverbs and sodomy is homosexuality, right? It said Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2. It said, when the righteous are the authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people won't. Right? We in mourning, man. We under all these subjections, man. And all this, the woman over the man. The system caters to the woman. The women. All right. You can't discipline your kids. All right. Your child could come home and say that she wants to be a boy. Ain't shit you could do about it, man. All right. And then you have Esau. He pushing this sodomy or homosexual agenda through his media, man. You see that clip I just showed you from the Dove commercial. All right. Get this down. Verse 22. I think it's somewhere. There was another verse. Damn, I can't find it now. All right, but you basically get the point, man. And this how Esau, the so-called white man, is in rulership, man. All right, it says, but the wicked beareth rule. Who is the wicked? The so-called white man, Esau. All right, he is the wicked. Let's go, Job 9. Look what he's spreading, man. This. Says Job chapter 9 verse 24 said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the just there, if not where, who is he? All right, the earth is given to the so-called white man. Who's ruling the earth? The so-called white man. All right, you want to have conquer all these lands here in America, which is Azareth, all right, or New Canaan. All right, he ruled in our own original homeland, our land. Israel, all right. He put that fraudulent state of Israel over there. He's ruling over there in Australia. He's ruling in parts of Africa, all right. Was solely crumbling. Got Ham down there in South Africa, cutting him up and running his ass up out of there. In Europe, he don't belong in Europe. That's the homeland of Japhetic people. The people known today as the Polynesians, all right. If he don't have a direct rule over, he had an indirect rule over mentally, man. Because you can find examples of so-called white supremacy, man, through all the other cultures, man. The Ishmael culture, and Ham culture, so-called African culture, and Elam culture, East Indian commercial. All right, East Indian, or so-called East Indian people, Salak. But they do have racist Elamite commercials in India, man. Let me type this right here. But I'm just pointing this. I'm just using this to show you that the so-called white man, he's the wicked and he's in rulership, man. It's nobody else. It's not the damn Arabs. All right, it's the so-called white man that's pushing this mess. Ishmael, he's a devil too. All right, but he's not a devil like the so-called white man. And devil means deceiver. Let me see, racist. And yeah, commercial. All right, I'm gonna come back with part 2. Once I'm gonna show you this right here. Damn. There you go. trying to get the one with it was a real dark skinned woman at some type of event. Let me see. I'm just gonna show you this right now. I'm gonna find that commercial. Yeah, I'll write that later on. We'll just show you Esau's influence over the world. You know, because you read Genesis 20. It's not often that you read would consider Genesis 27 verse 37, and in the Bible it tell you in all the way down, you'll see that Esau will bless rule for a short time. You know, so they tell you who the so-called white man Esau is. All right. Well, it's showing you who Esau is, the so-called white man. All right, not everybody else. You know, salak for that.
An ad for detergent offensive, but then again, it is not often that you will see something like this. Century are we in? This is, again, a laundry soap commercial. It began airing in China this month. Fair to say, reaction on social media swift and harsh.
Okay, so who who else is doing this, man? All right. So the so-called white man's in rulership, man. All right, other nations want to flock to him. Okay. So, I mean, come on, man. If Stevie Wonder could see that, man, that so-called white man is in rulership. All right, and it's the so-called white man that's spreading these homosexuals agenda, man. You know, and this is not the rest stop of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, who are the Israelites, man. As long as this man in rulership, man, you're gonna be just subjection to all these damn false philosophies, man. All right, and this, which is one of them is this homosexuality or sodomy. All right. And it's disproven that these scriptures are real, man. At the same time, you know, it says, let me see. There you go, right here. It says in Isaiah chapter 14, verse. To start with 12, it said, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?" All right, and Lucifer means light bearer. All right, because the so-called white man is wiser than Daniel, man. All right, because he had all this knowledge from, I'm talking about the elite, the Rockefeller Rothschild. The elite of Edom, man. They all this knowledge, man, because they kept all these records and everything, man. Conquer all these different nations over centuries, man. All right. They know that the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American Israelites, not the everyday, you have small number of the everyday Joe's Hispanic Edomites, so-called white people, but majority don't know that the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, are the Israelites, man. And the rest of the heathen nations, the underlings of the heathen nation. Now the top of the, Elam and Moab and Ammon, they know that so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, the Israelites, they know that there are confusing faces among their countries. They know that the so-called Negroes and Native people, descendants of so-called Negroes, so-called Native Americans, slaves in their countries, they know that they're Israelites. But the average people, the unders, they don't know. All right, it says, I'll read again, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. Hard thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, like so-called white man, Esau, Edom, son of the morning. Hard thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations, right? And Esau did conquer all the nations, and particularly the nation of Israel, Yashala. All right, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. For thou said in my heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit upon the mount of congregation, the sides of the north. All right. So, the sides of the north is talking North America. All right. But the key thing is that I will ascend to heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. So, the so called white man wants to be the Most High. All right. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, right? Because when Esau came into power, man, he put up his false images. And one of those false images was sweet Jesus. Caesar Borgia, man. So he put this this image right here. All right. Because this what comes into man, man. All right. Watch it, because people like, all right, and this false, this abomination right here, man. All right, sweet Jesus, and that's why people get these these false lives of trust the American lifestyle, man, because they had this image in their head, which is not originally Habashai, right? Which is basically Caesar Borgia, because all so-called white men, Jesus accept homosexuality. That's a lie, man. Look at this right here, baby Jesus. Oh boy. He got on paint, man. This so-called white man got a lot to pay for, man. That's why our people, they subjected to the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Then they follow after him, man, because they see him as a god. But this is part one. We'll come back on Yahweh Raza, Lord willing, with part two. So, shalom.